Welcome back to more Open RCT2. In today's episode, we are going to be building a Giga Coaster. However, we're going to be building a different model. So normally Giga Coasters, they're very long, drawn out airtime hills or very compact and they twist you around. We're going to actually be building a EuroFighter model from Gerstlauer. So usually with those, it has a vertical lift hill, and then most of the time they have just a vertical drop into a very compact layout. However, for me, we're going to be doing one of their other models, which can be seen on Takabisha in Fuji Q Highland and TNMT Shell Raisers at I can't remember where it is. I think it's Nickelodeon Universe. And the big thing both of those rides have is this beyond vertical drop. So you'll see it in action here. I pause the game so you guys can see it. But basically, yeah, the riders will leave the station and then they'll go through this beyond vertical drop. Now, unfortunately, OpenRCT2 doesn't, or Roller Coaster Tycoon in general, doesn't actually have a beyond vertical drop feature. So you do have to use some cheating and the tile inspector and all that. Well, not even the tile inspector, you just have to merge the track. But you'll see what happens right here. So you'll see this train is about to go down the drop. And it goes down, it switches to the other track, and then it switches back to the main track. It doesn't look the prettiest, obviously, but you do have to use your imagination, and it's actually very good aesthetically. So it can lead to some pretty compact designs. We're going to see what I come up with. I'm not going to go for a giant building this time, or maybe I will. I don't know. But all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the time lapse. Welcome back. We're taking a quick pause here before I start building up the buildings to the park. So real quick, I wanted to show off the rides we got built so far. We built this EuroFighter. Really happy with the layout here. These supports were, uh, yeah, they don't match up at all. It's something I really don't feel bothered to fix right now. But I did at least do the main support right here for this chain lift. I'm probably going to put one more tower or move this tower over here, or maybe it might just be 3 towers. But yeah, that was fine. This is a really good layout though. I like it a lot. For our gentle ride, we do a 3 ride policy here. I decided to do this giant Ferris wheel. This was more problems than it should have been. And it's not even done yet. I'm pretty sure you probably noticed the line of guests just walking out over here trying to get onto the ride. So I'm probably going to extend this station out a bit more here. But nothing that it's unfortunate that that's going to be how it looks, unfortunately. But it's a shoestring ride. Initially, I tried to get it to just be one ride, but that was not working at all. So what I did was I resorted to the old school shoestring, just use some wild mouse, and so it's really slow. And I've been trying to figure out how to get the stats working, but unfortunately, they have not come out at all. Even when I have done the lift track piece method, where you basically use a tile inspector and you raise a track piece and put it back, and that fixes the stats. I've tried that; it didn't work. And then finally, we did this small swing right over here, a little screaming eagle. Shout out to Dirkling for a very simple tutorial on this one. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this looks. It's definitely a different ride for once. And so, yeah, we have our 3 rides built. Now I'm going to build a few buildings, and I'm going to do that in the time lapse as well, so that way everyone can see it. And yeah, let's get back to the time lapse. built a few more shops here. I'm not going to build too much because I do want to fill up the rest with some detail work. So we have a little info kiosk over here. Over here, we built a restaurant, a little restaurant everyone goes in. There's several spots to sit down and some restrooms in there. And then finally, I decided to build a market strip. So the idea is it's a rotating vendors that go through these stalls. We have a few references here, your graphic here. Scalpers are us, because, you know, there's always resellers at these markets. And Shady Sands, obviously reference to Fallout. We also have we have the required crazy dude selling balloons. I finally got Peep Editor to work, so it works really well. And then, of course, I just decided to use these market stalls just to make it fit in a bit better. And I think they sit there quite well. And oh yeah, we also have this we have Cattle Baron right here with the hat shop. Anyways, yeah, so that's all the main building I'm gonna do for this episode. Other than that, I'm gonna do some detail work. Specifically, I'm gonna work on putting some more supports on our Eurofighter here, as well as filling up the rest of the map with some green and some more details around this like beach area. And I'll do all of that off camera, and I will see you all after I'm done with the detail work. All right, and here we have the final park. So didn't really focus too much on scenery in terms of the park itself. I mainly wanted to focus on the rides. So I just filled in the rest with some green and the shore with some rocks. But let's do a quick tour. So firstly, the idea here is that guests enter through the bridges and the docks here. So that's why you see a few boats in the area. I like to think that this giant cruise line came in, dropped off all the guests, and was now just parked here until the guests come back and leave. Right over here we have the swinging eagle ride. So guests will enter these compartments here, and they swing in the opposite directions. A little fun ride. No shoestringing here, actually. Just a little manipulation with the ride vehicle editor, and it was actually really easy to build. I might build another one of these in the future. In the center of the park, we have the main draw of the park, the Eurofighter Coaster, aptly titled. Well, it should be called Hang Time. I don't know what it's not, but we have Hang Time here. Nice little beyond vertical drop here, so it picks up a lot of speed from it, and I really do enjoy this drop right here. It actually looks really good in it. I could have made the top a little thinner, and that would have actually made this support structure look a little bit less cluttered than it already does, or a little bit thinner. So, but I think it looks nice. And then the final ride of the park is our giant Ferris wheel here. I tried building this with only using. Okay, so I tried initially building this ride with only using chain lifts and all that, and making it just one giant train. Unfortunately, trying to get that was incredibly difficult, and for some reason, the moment I put just one extra train over 45, it just refused to stop, and it didn't work at all. So what I ended up doing was doing a simple shoestring. It's a very long shoestring, so let me see if I can show y'all this. Let me just get rid of everything here. Let's see, through vegetation. Yeah, so you can see it's a very long shoestring ride. And unfortunately, it doesn't have any results either, because no matter what I did, it didn't seem to want to pick up. But since it's an elevator ride, every guest rides it. So as long as it's free, guests will ride it. So it works out in the end. In terms of shops and stalls, we got a little info kiosk over here. We have a little cabana where guests can go in and rest. And then we have a little restaurant over here. Guests can come in, sit down. Nice little restaurant. And then over here we have a little market area. So the idea here is that it's a rotating market that guests enter, and you have guests who will rent out spaces here, and then they'll put their own signs, everything. So pretty cool, little fun area. You know, it was also my excuse to not have to build any giant buildings this time. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with having smaller buildings in this area. They obviously look like they are like rentable spaces, not like permanent spaces. So yeah, that is this park. A little smaller. It was a little trickier just because of the rides, and so Other than that, though, this is another. I'd say that this is a pretty decent park, in my opinion. And you might also notice over here, I've actually decided to do a little bit of a wave thing. Let's see if we can get this on camera real quick. As the last thing right here. Yeah, there you go. So you see, it times it. It times it so well. So it basically goes from left to right. And I just wanted to have some, waves going on here. It does glitch a little bit through the water, but it's unavoidable as well. But OpenRCT2 tutorials, once again, shout out to him. Really easy. I actually would never have known that trick if it wasn't for his. It was his narrow park contest, Cliffside Park. It was really good. Anyways, that is another park 50/50 park complete. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you liked it, go ahead and check out my other builds, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.